Hey class, how you guys doing? All right, welcome to week 8. So I just want to go through this announcement really quick and just kind of wrap things up. First thing I want to say is thanks to everybody for a fantastic class. I really think this class went well. I think that as a group, you guys learned a tremendous amount, and more importantly, you were able to demonstrate proficiency in applying what you've learned to your typography. And you guys heard me say this before a few times in the class, but one of the reasons I absolutely love teaching typography and layout classes is because it's really a great opportunity to watch students grow right in front of you. I mean, several of you have heard me say this through the weeks, but you're a better designer today than you were last Friday or yesterday or 3 days ago. And you just applying these little principles that we're learning about typography and layout is just really, it's sticking. You guys get it. You're applying what you know, what you've learned, and the results to me are very impressive. So thanks to everybody for a fantastic class. So welcome to week 8. So we got this announcement here, and the first thing I want to do before I go through that announcement is let's jump through week 8, see what we have. So we've got the week 8 overview. Then we've got the week 8 presentation, binding your book. Take a look at this, guys. Really, really, really important to understand the different kinds of bindings associated with a smaller multi-page presentation such as the booklet. We've got part 3, a final project due this week. Then we have a reflection, and take that seriously, guys. I mean, it's really important, and I read every one of these. As you guys know, I don't skip any discussion board posts or announcements. I go through everything. So for me to be able to see through critique and even reply to some of your comments is really, really important. It allows me to understand a little bit of a deeper look into your learning process. In other words, what worked in the class, what didn't, what worked in the assignment, are there any questions are there things that you've just been wondering about, et cetera, et cetera. And I think this is a really great forum in that regard. So definitely take a look at that. We'll discuss that in the critique, and then we have our final due, right? So nothing strange here, just pretty standard stuff, right? Let's go ahead and jump to the announcement. Went through a little bit of a summary here, where we've been and where we're heading. So right here, we're kind of talking about the planning and sketching stage, as well as turning into the production and output stage, design, production, and output stage of the 12-page booklet. So that's important stuff. Now in this announcement right here, this paragraph right here, I kind of say, hey, look, this is really important for you to follow these videos. And these are the videos. I mean, please review these before you assemble your final booklets. And that's the welcome to week 6, how to set up your booklet, the final project. That's a really, really important one that you get that. Welcome to week 7, how to, excuse me, how to adjust your rags video tutorial in the announcements area, and then M-N- old style figure, small caps. And that's, again, another video tutorial. So be sure to go through those, apply what you've learned in those to your final project, and all should be well, right? Presentation and binding, that presentation in the course resources, that's really important. And that all is covered right here, and then some. So this is really, really important for you to understand what exactly is going on in this video here. And I describe it pretty well. This is the one, I don't know if I review, the one where I fold the model in half and we mark the page numbers, and then we take it apart to see what spreads with spreads in terms of printer spreads, and then we kind of design in what is called viewer spreads, but then we impose the pages and we print in what's called printer spreads in order for the pages to successfully line up and pair with their intended spread partner, so to speak, in the final output. So if anything of what I just said in the last 10 seconds doesn't make sense, just review this video and it'll make perfect sense, I promise you. Photographing our booklets this week, guys. So this is really important stuff, and I left you a couple of little video tutorials. Well, actually, they're not videos, but a couple of tutorials here on how to set up your home studio and how to set up. Well, your camera phones are your phone cameras are fine here. You don't need a digital SLR. You don't need high-end equipment here. You don't need high-end lighting equipment. I mean, this shows you how to set up a home studio using whatever you have on hand. Your camera, your cell phone camera, ambient lighting, your desktop, lamps for lighting, etc., etc. One thing I would recommend is get yourself a sort of presentation board or a white sheet of paper or two presentation boards. Then you place your booklet on that, maybe one flat on the desk, the other against the wall, so you can place it on a neutral background. Last thing you want to do is photograph your work on a desk where there's a pen and a phone and a mouse and things like that. So you want a really super clean background. This shows you how to do that. Another technique is to take a poster board and just kind of fold it against the wall like that. Not fold it, but kind of up against the wall like that. And then you can place your work on that, and that creates really neat lighting and depiction of dimension and depth, etc. So that's another really great thing. And that's all covered in these two resources, so be sure to take a look at those. All right, we're week 8 learning outcomes, week 8 tasks, week 8 deliverables and due dates. Nothing new there, right? That follows the same format as we've been using since week 1 for our announcements. So welcome to week 8. Now, again, guys, give yourself extra time, all right? So get your critiques in early, guys. It's really important because the printing, you're going to find that the printing is a little tricky. I mean, to trim and fold and assemble your books and to place the staples if you're bonding them yourself, or even just taking the extra time to take them to the print shop or the Kinko's to describe. And by the way, I tell you exactly what to ask for in this video. So describing your job to the print bureau, it's all covered in the video, and it's all stuff that you've got to give yourself a little extra time this week because this stuff does tend to be a little time consuming. So keep that in mind as you're working through the week. And give yourself extra time. You might have to shoot twice. You might have to, don't shoot, then process your shot. Don't shoot and then disassemble everything and put everything away and then process your shots. Leave the setup there in case you need to reshoot anything. Leave it there for a couple of days until, until all the critiques are done and you've got your final project submitted. Okay, the most important thing at this point, guys, is this. Two things. Number one, I'm going to post an announcement for the course survey. That's really, really important that you take that course survey. That's a separate announcement. Be on the lookout for that. And then the other thing is, please get with me with any questions at all. I'll be doing double time this week, so I will be available. So please let me know, and we'll work on anything in that regard. And again, once again, thank you, everybody, for a fantastic class. Please be sure to keep my contact information if I make myself available for your education needs far long after the class is complete. So just because the class is ending doesn't mean this relationship has to end. Keep my contact information for any kind of your design needs, whether it be critique, advice, etc. And don't hesitate to contact me in that regard as well. Okay? Thanks, everybody. See you in week 8 discussion board.